London's back of the onion net. Talking the talk with Kate and Jim, and walking the walk, just listening. The perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim, I'm gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. Just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. Just got to latch onto that perfect match. Keeps a positive spin. What Kate's doing, the Mickey has a name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let me stop rubbing, or she's flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. The perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim, I'm gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jimbo always keeps a positive spin. What Kate's doing, the Mickey has her name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let me stop rubbing, or she's flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. Perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mixing transfer news is what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jim always keeps a positive spin. What Kate's doing, the Mickey has her name dropping. Gets you out of the blue and let you stop rubbing, or she's flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. Always keeps a positive spin. What Kate's doing, the Mickey has her name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like let me stop rubbing, or she's flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping.
Welcome back to the perfect match, and a very happy new year to everyone. It's 2025. It's been a whole year since we saw you all. I apologise on behalf of Jimbo and myself for the lack of content. My niece has been in labour for what feels like 2 months, but what I can say is she's actually on her way down to get her waters broken now. So hopefully baby is imminent, but that is the reason we haven't been around. But we're back today, back stronger than ever. 2025, we're coming to get you. But as always, I am joined by my husband Jimbo and also the legend, Mr. Chang. First of all, Jimbo, how are you doing?
I don't apologise to the lot of you. Not really. Yeah, I'm good. Tired. Seems like it's been a long 9 days. I need my hair cut. I need a shave.
Well, to be fair, it has been quite stressful, but we're home for the time being, and I'm back next Tuesday to see the baby. I can't wait when he eventually decides to make an appearance. But Mr. Chang, Happy New Year. How are you, my lovely?
I'm doing very well, Miss Kate and Mr. Boxell. As Mr. Boxell mentioned, him getting a new cut. I also got myself a new trim for the new year. I was really looking forward to both of you for the pre-match pump-up for the Newcastle home league game, but unfortunately, because you were tied down with commitments, that was postponed to today. And although 2025 didn't really get off to a flying start for us in the league especially, but what I saw last Saturday at noon gave me enough to believe that we might just end the season on a high. That also depends on how we conclude our business, our dealings, our transfers before the end of the month. But yeah, 2025 just picked up from where 2024 left off, and cannot wait to get into today's show with you, Miss Kate.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chang. Nick was due to be joining us, but he's tied up at work, apparently. I personally think he's big time living off his Squid Games appearances. But let's have a look who's in the chat. Johnny Bethnal Green is back, says afternoon campers, Heidi hi, Hody ho to you. Phil P, woo, says happy new year, you filthy animals. Good to see you, Phil. Hope you're well. Bobby K, it's Bobby K, says good morning everyone, happy new year. Bobby, did you ever get our Christmas card? I just checked, it was sent like the 4th of December and it still hadn't arrived. Dermatron is here. Happy New Year to you, Derm. Hope you're well, my lovely. Yo, Leo, big up, homie. Hope you're doing good and that the babies are all well. Big up to you, Harmless Potato. Good to see you. Everyone saying hello to each other. Yeah, Nick's living as well, living his best life now that Emerson Royale has won a trophy. That's okay, Nick. Didn't really expect you to turn up. You're too big time for us now. But yes, Chang is back in the Kung Fu fighting cafe. There we go. Big up Ian Matt. Happy New Year to you too. Good to see you. Smash a like for Emma Go. Yeah, or not. But just smash a like, please. Bobby says your niece is taking more time to have a baby than a 10-day Indian wedding. I know, bless her. She's really at the end of her tether with it now. She was sobbing, but he's coming today. Within the next 24 hours, he will be here. Thank the Lord. Johnny says, Kate, Jim, and King Chang, welcome back, you legends. Lovely to see you. Hope you and the missus are all good, Johnny. Barbaric Disdain says, good afternoon to this fantastic panel. Happy New Year to each and every one of you. Big up to you. Lovely Shemtan's here as well. Says, afternoon, Princess Kate, Sir Jimbo, and the youngest looking old man, Mr. Chimichanga Chang. Happy New Year to you. Hope you're well. Happy New Year to you. How's your mum? Let us know how she's doing. Bless her. Hope you're good as well. Happy New Year, guys. You guys are trash. North London Derby, can't wait to beat you guys again. You haven't beaten us at the Emirates since 2010. Big up Thomason. Happy New Year. Yes, we're not doing the best at the minute. RP Nick. Rinketic says, I think Nick won't join any games anymore because he's way too famous for everyone. Yeah, I know. Mario is here. Happy New Year to you. Hope you're doing well. And to you, Phil Coys, happy New Year to you. Guy Dunn is bringing some positivity. That's what we like, saying, I have a good feeling about this window. Let's hope you're right. We need it. Paddy's here. Afternoon, folks. Hope you had a nice Christmas and a happy New Year. Nick is too busy being slated over his antics in being the first person out. I would be embarrassed if I was the first one out. To be honest, I would just be embarrassed to just be on that show and just fall over like an absolute lemon. I would cringe my eyes out. But you know what, Nick? If you want to do it to get famous, you crack on. Big Uphill Gardener says, do you recognise the flag in my pitch? You must have seen it a few times recently. It looks like a Scouts flag. I don't know what it is. Do you know anyone?
There is definitely that Scouts insignia or the emblem right dead center, but I don't recognize the colors though. It could be.
Don't know what it is. Jimbo, you're muted though, so I don't know what you said, but you're muted.
I don't know. It looks like, is it Uganda? It looks like to me.
I have no idea.
I don't know.
Big up El Dante, lovely to see you. Happy New Year, and thank you.
Oh, Lincolnshire flag.
Oh, is it the Lincolnshire? See, look, it's the imp. Yeah, of course, it's the imp flag. See, we don't know. From all those negative notes at the beginning. Oh, I'm not going to mention other people's names. We don't do that here. Bobby K, big up to you, my love, says, happy New Year to all. God bless you all for 2025. 14-month member. Big up, Bobby. Much love to you and the family. Yeah, and now it's also a fact that Nick only lasts 3 seconds, but I did know that anyway. Laura had told me. Look, I did title the show. I did a bit of a cheeky, thumbnail, because I have stayed well clear of YouTube since, pretty much since the 2-2 draw with Wolves. Was it a draw with Wolves? Yeah, and then we lost to Newcastle, and all I saw, oh my God, was so much hate, negativity, people calling people names. I've just stayed well clear, and I can honestly say I was this close to closing the channel. This close, because it's the first time I've taken off that amount of time and not missed it at all. And I literally said to Jim, I just don't know if I want to do it anymore. I just can't believe how people talk to one another when we're all from the same fan base. I can't believe the meltdowns, the hate, that I told you so's. It drives me absolutely mad. So that is why we've taken a break. It's not been great, is it, Jimbo? It's not been great.
No, it's been nice to have a break. I'm glad we're back. I wouldn't let you stop it, Kate, because of other people's crap. Because we can keep it out of our room. I think a lot of people enjoy our channel, so it wouldn't be fair on them, would it? If we stopped. But yes, I can't get my head around some people. But you know what? Let them do what they want. I don't really care.
Yeah, there is that. Big up, Bill. YouTube has been toxic, not a nice place at the moment. I just don't get all the hate. It's not just the hate. I mean, I understand lots of people don't like the manager, and I get it. I understand a lot of people don't like the way we're playing, don't like the owners. I get all that, but it's when people turn on one another and the things that get said. Oh my God, it's just, I just don't need that kind of bollocks in my life, to be honest. But we will keep going, and we will see how everything pans out and try and keep it at a level playing field. Something that Ange obviously is very fanatical about. He likes a level playing field, but we will try and keep it level-headed over here. But Steve D says, Happy New Year, everyone. I blame Luke Littler. Me too. It's all his fault.
Come on, the nuke.
But big up to you, Stevie. Good to see you. And also been a member for 14 months. Thank you very, very much. Paddy says, Kate, you do what you want to do. The key thing is ignore others. That's on them, not you. Yeah, you're right. You are right, Paddy. I just
100%.
It does get me down. El Dante says, love your channel. Please like and sub to show the deserved love, especially for Mental Health Wednesdays. Thank you to all who play a positive part here. Yes, I have got to pencil one of them in. It's been hard knowing days because of this little child, but we will get that sorted. My dream would be playing poker again with only Spurs fans. I'd be able to pay for my season tickets in about 1 hour. People are just unrealistic on the amount of time it takes to build a decent squad and the amount of money and the ability of a manager to turn things around. I think the expectations are ridiculous for this club. But there we go. Mr. Chang, I'm going to start with you. I'm not going to go over the Wolves game particularly, but obviously 2-1 we lost to Newcastle at the weekend. I didn't think we played badly considering we had so many players out. What was your thoughts on the game?
If there was one loss which I thought was really undeserved, this would have been it, because the amount of chances that we had, especially in the second half, to at the very least get a draw or even come away with a victory. There were plenty of chances, and I saw a lot of input, especially from some of the fringe players. I mean, the way Region was playing pretty much out of his skin. He was trying to just make something happen out of nothing. That was gladdening to see. And I thought Madison himself was very unlucky. He was very close. I think he was the closest of all the players and the chances that we had to try and grab a well-deserved equalizer. But unfortunately, that didn't come. And the handball is one of the things that will be talked about. I personally didn't feel that it was legitimate in the sense that it should not have stood the equalizer. But I mean, the decision's been made, whether it's on field or off field, and we just have to accept it. I mean, we've had things come our way. This one went against us, so we just have to take it in our stride. But yeah, I was very glad to see, all the players, including Austin himself. Austin, I thought his Man of the Match award was well deserved for someone who has never made his senior debut, and for someone who's just made his senior debut and might be losing out to a new Spurs signing on Wednesday. That might happen, but congratulations, Brendan Austin, for your senior full debut and getting a Man of the Match too en route to that, on completing the whole 90. And yeah, plenty to be positive and about, and cannot wait for Wednesday, Miss Kate.
Oh, I like it, but I'm not sure I can't wait for Wednesday, but I like your enthusiasm, Chang. Jimbo, What's your thoughts? I actually thought we played all right against Newcastle.
Well, I said to you after this. I said to you after the game that they played. I thought they played really well. I thought they did well because it was a bit of a mismatched team, wasn't it? I mean, we had who was it at the end in the back? Regulon. I can't remember, but it was a real mismatch. But I thought they played well. The handball, I was really disappointed with. There's no consistency. Look, if that's in the box, right, and he handballs it there, I don't expect to be given a penalty, right, because his hand was down by it was just off of his side, right. So I mean, he's got to have his hand somewhere. They can't have them behind their back. I don't agree with that, but because it led to the goal, because it actually stopped the ball going to our player and moved into the direction of their player, which he passed it on, and then the ginger guy scored. What's his name? I can't remember his name, but he's
Anthony Gordon.
Yeah, Gordon. Because it led to a direct goal, and I always believed in football. If you handball it, right, be it accidental or on purpose, don't matter, right. That it can't lead to a goal if you handball it, because it's not in the rules of play, is it? But then, like 10, 15 minutes later, the tall lanky guy's on a yellow card.
Dan
Burn, and he handballs it, right? Puts his arms up, right, and handballs it, and then doesn't get a yellow card. And it's like, I just honestly, the rules of the game are just so. I was listening to them on Talk Sport yesterday, and they were saying they named the guy who writ the rules, and they were saying that it's just pathetic what he's done. You know, that nobody understands him anymore. And I was dumbfounded that they let the goal stand, and then I was dumbfounded that Dan Burn never got sent off. I don't know. I'm lost with the rules at the minute, Kate. You know, it just seems to be what the ref decides. You know, he didn't go to the monitor. You know, he's too scared to overrule the VAR and go and look at the monitor. So, I mean, I always believed, and ever since I've been played football, watched football, that if you score from a handball, if the ball hits the hand, right, or the hand hits the ball, and you score directly from that, then it's not a goal. And then but they let it stand. But let's see if it happens to us. If they let the goal stand, we'll see.
Yeah, there is that. I mean, Phil P says Dan Burn and Joe Linton could both easily have been sent off. I don't know about Joe Linton so much, but I think Dan Burn should have gone. Ian Meth says, Jimbo, either it's handball or not. Remember the goal at Sheffield United when Kane's goal was disallowed, when Moura was lying on the floor and the ball was hammered into his arm. That was one of the worst decisions ever.
You know what, Ian? I could not believe that, right? But look, then they've disallowed that goal. Then this goal should have been disallowed. But I mean, I'm just lost with the rules at the minute. I am. They seem to be as they suit.
Sorry, my Abby's texting me. She said they've because she's so exhausted, they're giving her an epidural and going to break her front waters. But Tom also messaged me and said they think she'll be in hospital till Friday. Sorry, it's all red alert baby talk. Soul Spurs Legacy says, thing is, Jim, all the first and second phases of play bullshit comes into play. That's exactly what it is. It is BS. I think after time they don't know the rules themselves.
So at the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, if a handball leads to a goal, it shouldn't be a goal. I mean, as EMF just said, the one that was booted at Moura, he was laying on the floor and he hit his arm and fell to Kane, and Kane scored. They disallowed it. So I think if it was in Europe, it was in a European game, that goal wouldn't have been allowed.
Yeah, I mean, I believe tonight, the Arsenal are playing tonight in the Cup against Newcastle. I think this is the first time we're actually going to be able to hear the VAR chat. Is that right, Chang? We're going to hear what they're talking about.
We will hear all the off-field decisions being made, as well as what pretty much we'll be able to hear the whole process. We'll be able to hear the process of the decision making, and we will be able to hear whom's giving the final call on the VAR.
Yeah, see, I think that would be interesting. And if it's successful, I assume it will be bought in by everybody. But El Dante says it's so inconsistent refereeing right now. Refs should be paid more, but have more intensive coaching and be more accountable with performance reviews more regularly and explanations given for decisions.
The thing is, Kate, right? Obviously, I go back a long way watching football, right? There seems to be more controversial decisions now than there was when there wasn't VAR. I mean, I remember you go to a Spurs game, right, and someone's onside and they give it offside. You paid off for a few minutes, but you carry on, right? It's part of the game. You know, the next game it could happen for you, right? It just then was never seemed to be loads and loads of controversial stuff. You saw it on Match of the Day. Right, now and again, they would show that someone scored and they were offside. They got away with it, and then another time they scored, they were deemed offside. But it just went on, and there wasn't loads of controversial stuff. But now it's just like, it's every single game that you got controversial decisions happening, and it shouldn't happen, right? Because it should be, with technology that they've got, it should be easy. But the rules are so up in the air. I mean, they were on TalkSport talking about it, and they had 3 people on TalkSport, and not one of them said they understand the handball rule.
No.
Not one of them. And these were 2 professional footballers and a host.
Yeah. Big up to you, Lisa. Lovely to see you. Happy New Year. Hope you're doing well, my lovely. Also, Benji came in and everyone else that came in, Spurs GCTV. Big up to all of you and Happy New Year to everyone as well. The Morva goal was rightly disallowed as the law was written at the time. Andy Carroll header to Dyer, Sissoko Champions League final, all correct at the time, all now changed. We have no bloody luck. Yeah, I agree. While we're on the subject of VAR, moving slightly away from Spurs, Chang, did you see the Arsenal penalty that was given for Saliba headbutt? And what did you make of it?
On the normal passage of play, or rather in real time, when you look at it, maybe it was sort of soft, or rather it was maybe not, that clear cut. But I have seen a few fan cams, or rather videos recorded by the fans in the stands, and from a different angle, yes, there was clear and obvious contact for the headbutt. But otherwise, I thought that if if this sort of things, if they have been reviewed, if they have been gone through a process where it is deemed a penalty, however soft or however unintentional the penalty may have been. If it's a penalty, then it's a penalty. I mean, we've had them given for us and we've had them given against us. If in this case they feel that they should have had one, then that's the rule of the law. But what really amused me was how Arteta came up at the end of the match, and he was sort of like trying to be sour grapes about it, which I thought was very unprofessional. So that's that as well. But these things, they have been given, and until there is some consistency, as you mentioned earlier, with regards to handballs and penalties and fouls and whatnot, unfortunately, it's always going to be it seems a lot more I wouldn't say it's up in the air. It's very subjective. Things like this, they are very subjective and not all that objective, put it this way. So yeah, consistency, and also that VAR calls that we need to hear, especially tonight between Woolwich and Newcastle. That should be the first step in a long process of getting things right and having more consistency, especially when big calls are being made like that.
Yeah, I agree. Big up, Smithy. We miss you. Hope you're well, my lovely. Thank you for your membership, 6 months, and good to see you. I mean, I didn't think it was a penalty. I did watch it a few times yesterday, and I can understand why it was given, but I'm not sure. I think it's a penalty. But Jimbo, you was adamant. You thought
Well,
it was a
look, I
penalty
said
against
to you
Saliba.
after. I watched it a couple of times, and I said to you after, Kate, that that I thought it was a penalty. The reason being that the Brighton defender headed the ball. The ball hit, just skimmed the head of Saliba, and then Saliba headbutted him, right? And I don't think he did it on purpose by any means. So I thought if I'd have been the referee, I would have given a penalty, right? But I did say to you that if they hadn't give it, I would have understood that as well. So it was one of them ones, I think, where if they don't give it, right? If they don't give it, Brighton are going to feel aggrieved. They have give it. Arsenal are going to feel aggrieved. It's a kind of, for me, it was kind of in that grey area because he definitely didn't mean to do it. He didn't mean to headbutt him. He tried to get the ball, but the ball had gone where the Brighton defender had headed it. So it was, to me, it was like a 50-50. I can understand why they give it, but if they hadn't give it, I'd have understood as well.
I just think if they set that as a precedent, you're going to have penalties left, right, and centre.
Yeah, I said that.
Yeah.
I said that if they're going to do it, then if they're going to give that one, then they've got to give the ones in the future because it happens all the time in the penalty area.
Yeah. Big up Vindaloo. You've probably gone now, but Happy New Year to you. 100% penalty. He was late, says Spud. Is the price label under my cup? No, you try to get me to burn myself, Ian. Naughty. Call me old-fashioned, but if you nut someone, it's a foul. I agree, but I don't think it was really a headbutt.
Well, he went for the ball, but the ball had gone.
Yeah, I think Stevens probably said it right. It wasn't a pen, but you can understand why it was given.
Yeah.
I think that's about right. But anyway, going back to Spurs, obviously we've made a signing of the goalkeeper this week. We've heard that he's in training along with Mikey Moore and someone else was back in training. I can't remember who it was.
Richarlison. It's going to be Richarlison.
Right, Richarlison. I mean, I saw what Changaball the Cannibal wrote, and it is a bit of a kick.
Is that Chang, or is that Joey Barton?
No, Chang's got his own troll now. I think
that's Joey Barton then.
Yeah, it probably is Joey Barton, to be fair.
I hope you're counting the goals, Joey. I hope you're counting the goals that are going in.
Yes. No more
they're creeping up. I'm sure Bobby can give me an update on how many there is.
Happy New Year to you, Mark. Hope you're well. We've got Brandon Austin, who I believe has just signed a 5-year contract, who I thought played well at the weekend. And then we go and sign a new goalkeeper, basically saying you're not going to be our number 2 if we keep. I mean, I think Forster will go in the summer. It's a bit in the kick in the teeth, Chang, for this kid, because I thought he did well against Newcastle.
It is a kick in the teeth, but there was that one incident. Incident in the dying embers of that second half where Austin got winded, and pretty much everyone on my social media was going on how they felt. Wow, it's just so Spursy for our third choice goalkeeper to pick up an injury as well. So maybe we're just trying to play it safe because we have no idea how this is all going to pan out. Who's going to be our new number 2, our new number 3? Is Vicario even going to be number 1 at all? If this new goalkeeper from the Czechoslovakia Republic is going to be our new number 1, that might just even replace Vicario, although I don't think that is the case. More like he's going to be our new number 2. But let's just see how it all pans out because even Fraser Forster, there's no certainty that he might be with us beyond this season. I really am hoping for a lot more signings beyond the goalkeeper, as well as news as well that Sonny has extended his contract. That's heartening and gladdening to see. But yeah, I really cannot wait for more signings on the way because honestly, we will need all the help we can get from between now to the end of the month if we are going to stay in all competitions after this Liverpool game.
Yeah, I agree. Happy New Year to everyone coming in, Drula, Ronnie.
Happy New Year.
Jim, I was what I was going to start on and completely went out of my head. But yeah, it's come out today that Sonny has extended his contract at Spurs. A lot of people were saying we need to get shot of this guy because he's been bang out of form. Are you pleased that he's extended? Would you have liked to have seen Tottenham sort of move on and get someone else in? What are you thinking?
Well, two things. One thing, they was never, ever, ever, ever not going to do is extension because the money he brings into the club with the Asian fan base. I mean, we know, Kate, the few times we've been to Spurs this year, we've been surrounded by Asian people. I had that one sitting next to me that I was taking photos for her. Look, he was always going to do the extension. He's too big for the club, but he's still got some mileage left in him. You know, I think they've got to use him wisely, being he's 32. So yeah, I'm glad he stayed. Of course, you just don't disregard someone that's been so big for our club as Sonny, and I'm sure that he will still contribute over the next 2 seasons massively. I'm sure he will.
I mean, Mr. Chang, do you think there's any chance? I mean, in a dream world, I would love to see Sonny build up some sort of relationship with Solanke. And it's never going to be the Kane-Sonny relationship. I don't think there's enough time. But do you think there's a chance that they could start building up an understanding like he had with Harry Kane?
I really do hope so, for all our sakes, honestly. And this is not just me being optimistic. I think we do need it, because if that doesn't happen, then we are going to have a lot of problems just trying to find the back of the net. I mean, don't get me wrong, that's early Solanke goal from the Poro cross, that was good. But beyond that, I don't think there was much link up or any sort of synergy that Solanke got from not only Madison or Johnson, but from anyone else for that matter on Saturday. And what was more surprising, if you ask me, was Sonny being benched in favor of Werner. That was a big shock to me, because I think that was the first time I've ever seen us put out a starting 11 without anyone from the leadership group. There was no Romero, there was no Son, there was no Madison. That was a big, big statement there by Big Ange, telling Son and the rest of the players that no one is untouchable, not even the club captain, not even the longest, or rather the second longest serving player in the club. So I think that sends a good message, a very competitive message to all the players that you have to buck up. And I really hope Son does that. But if he is running on empty, if he is burnout, then I thought the rest will do him well. And I did see enough of him when he did came on with Madison towards the last half hour of the second half to know that I think Son will be fired up for the second half of this season, especially now that his contract has been extended beyond this summer. And yeah, I really do hope that they can form some sort of partnership, assuming that there is anything to form at all towards the last 18 months now from today, the last 18 months of Son's contract. Let's just see where this season ends and if there'll be anyone else that Son will be linking up. Hint, hint from PSG.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, what do you think of what Guy's put here? When are we going to see Yang in a Spurs shirt? I think he will ignite Sonny. What's your thoughts on that, Chang? Sorry, before I go to Jimbo.
I mean, honestly, if there ever was a time for Yang to get bedded in, I think now would be the time. Although it's going to be more of a trial by fire sort of, I wouldn't call it a baptism of fire. More like throwing him into the deep end of the pool and see if he sinks or swims. So I mean, we mustn't forget that we still have the likes of that the Argentine kid whom I've completely forgotten his name now. Now that he's gone out on loan, the guy who scored his debut against Brighton. But we still have so many other players to come back from their from their loans. Yes, correct. Alejo Velis. Thank you, Mr. Thank you so much, Mr. Boxer.
I forgot as well.
So this is the thing when you try to bring in new fresh blood, young blood, and you try to bed them in. I think there's no one else better in the Premier League other than Son to try get his countrymen up to speed. But to expect them to just hit it off from the beginning might be asking a bit too much from them. And given Yang Min Hyuk's age, I don't think he would see any action until maybe the latter stages of this season, assuming that there is even room for him at all. Uh, I just do hope, I really do hope that he learns something from Sonny, even if they don't form a real partnership on the pitch. Sonny being the father figure to him, the sort of mentor and the leadership uh, material that he needs to learn the ropes and get as much tutelage under him before Son hangs up his boots or he leaves the club. I think uh, the sky's the limit for Yang Min Hyuk. So here's to him, and I really do look forward to seeing him soon. Although I must plead with the fans, I really cannot emphasize this enough. I have to plead with the fans to give him time. Do not throw him on the bus. Do not start booing or do not start lighting up his social media with all sorts of hate and very abusive messages if he doesn't put away his chances. Give him time, be patient with him, and you never know, we might even have another new Asian gem on our hands. All that I'm asking for is enough time and patience for him to mature as a player. Back to you, Miss Kate.
We've
I
got
think-
we've got an Asian gem on our hands. sitting
Yeah,
there
with
ready
little
to
Chang
speak.
there. Do you know what? I don't think Spurs fans know how to give time. It was all like everyone's just got to give Ange time, just got to give Ange time. And as soon as it went a little bit, it was like get him out of the club. The Big D says, glad to see you back online since the new year. Any news on your niece and the baby? They're breaking her waters today. So hopefully he will be here very, 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 very soon. Ronnie said, I'm over the moon about the Sonny news. He's not washed. Some fans are comparing it to signing Werner twice. Oh, come on. How dare they even put Werner and
You know the
Sonny
thing,
in
it's got to
the same
be
sentence?
there's got to be some loyalty, and if you're not going to be loyal to Chang, then you're going to be loyal to no one. You know,
Chang, you mean Son?
Sonny. I'm thinking of us, see. No, if you're not going to be loyal to Sonny, you're not going to be loyal to anyone. What he's done for this club, on and off the pitch, and he's still got some miles in his legs. That's for sure. We've seen that a few times this season. As I said, he's got to be used a little bit differently now. We've got to build a bigger squad, and so he doesn't have to play every single game. Yeah, and what Drew said, I was thinking of this a minute ago. This is he's the young tall defender, and he looks big
Yeah.
mustard. So we got him coming in as well.
Literally, look.
Well, the Easter eggs are in the shop, Phil. So I'm going to say the Easter Bunny.
Yeah, Marks and Spencer's is full of Easter eggs. I just don't see Ange going anywhere. He's had the backing of the club again. I don't think he talks like a man that's fearing for his job. I don't see him going. Chang, do you? I mean, obviously the results have been terrible. Played 20 games, lost 10. That's relegation form that we're in. But I don't see it. What about you?
I also don't see it because, again, for the umpteenth time this season, that loss to Newcastle, that was yet another loss by the single odd goal margin. It's not like we got trashed 3-6 again at home. And
I thought we was the better team, Chang.
especially in the second half, we actually showed a lot more fight and impetus to actually go for it. But if you can't convert your chances, then that's how the way the game works. But yeah, that second half was the real reason why that actually gave me hope that despite us losing, that actually showed that the players are playing for the manager. I mean, there might have been some comments towards the end of 2004 when we went on that run on a losing streak where there were people saying on social media and on the chat group saying that, oh, the players are not playing for the managers lost the dressing room, things like this. I thought that the players were really trying their utmost best to put things to rights, and I think we'll see more of that tomorrow when they take to the pitch against the red half of Merseyside. I really do hope that whatever happens, the players themselves do not let the fan pressure or the fan abuse get to them, and then they start trying to be, a bit more distance from the manager and the club to a point where it almost becomes toxic to even have the manager around, not because they don't want to play for him, but because being associated with him would be seen as something bad for them in their careers. So I really do hope that it doesn't come to that point. But other than that, I thought Big Ange really did get his message across, and I thought the players were doing well, except for lack of a better word, our squad is decimated. The fact that we're playing the third choice keeper, none of our primary centre backs, and really just running on MC. I think it's quite unfair to Big Ange that he should be under this much pressure. But let's just see what happens now for the second half of the season, and also let's see whom else can we get across the line before January to see where this season is going to lead us to. Back to you, Miss Kate.
Yeah, I agree. Joey, I hear you saying if we were to get relegated, would that be enough for Ange to get sacked? I'm not saying I want Ange to stay. I think the form is terrible and he's made a million mistakes. But I just don't see them sacking him at the moment. It's like Graham Potter looks like he's going to West Ham. If he really was a genuine option for Spurs, surely they would act quick, get Ange out, get him in before he gets snapped up by West Ham. I don't know. That's just how I see it. Bobby Kay said, unfortunately, I was lazy yesterday, so grocery time now. Enjoy the show, everyone, and make sure to hit that like button. Have a great day, you beautiful bastards. Big love to you, Bobby. Have a lovely day. What does win trophies then? Getting rid of your best players surely won't help with that. Yeah, I mean, Rinketic said, I did want to bring that up. Where are we? Loyalty don't win trophies. Man,
but
you
the thing is, Kate,
players like Keane, Varane, and Ronaldo.
Yeah, the thing is, it's not like he's still not got something in him. He has. We've seen it. I mean,
Exactly.
look, the other day when they never started him, I saw people moaning that they never started him. So he's still got something in him. It's not like he's a washed-up player, you know.
Yeah.
So to give somebody a year extension, right? That's done for the club what he's done. I agree with it 100%.
Yeah, I mean, Rinketic says, then just go and find your next Son or Kane. Well, good luck with that, because there's a million teams trying to do that. There's teams everywhere looking for top strikers and they can't find them. So I think people simplify it. It's not FIFA. It's not as easy as just going out and finding, Son's past it, that's all right, we'll go and get so-and-so. You've got to remember you've got the competition to sign them, and you've got to find the quality of the player. I mean, I don't think there was ever a doubt that he was going to get an extension signed, but Ellie says it's been going for a while now, but lots of fans love his style. I think he's going through an unprecedented bad patch of injuries and suspensions and sickness. And people say, this is what I mean about the toxic fan base, because people will say they're making excuses, they're the problem. I'm playing devil's advocate and looking at it. If you were to look at other teams, if they had the injuries, suspensions, the sicknesses that we've got, they would be struggling as well. But at the same time, results have got to change. We've got such a tough few games coming up. We've got obviously Liverpool, then we've got Tamworth, we've got Arsenal. It's not like we've got some easy fixtures. I'm not sure where the next win is coming from, to be honest. With you, but I mean, Jim, what's it going to take? Do you think if we lose to Liverpool tomorrow, I think we'll beat Tamworth, but then lose to Arsenal, is time up? I mean, what's it going to take?
No, I don't think Levy sits there and expects us to beat Liverpool and expects us to beat Arsenal. So no, I'm not sure the games we've got after that. I haven't really looked, but I think if we start keep dropping points to teams that are around us or below us, I think that his time will be done then. But he does need to start picking up points. If he doesn't, he's going to get sacked. But I don't think the Liverpool or Arsenal game are in that equation, because even when we've got a full squad, we can lose to them. So it's the teams that are around us and below us that he needs to start picking up points from. And look, It is what it is, you know. I do say that the injuries are not helping, and we've had the sickness bug. But at the end of the day, we still got players that are professional footballers that are getting paid a lot of money, should be going out there and giving their all. And I think they did against Newcastle. You know, even though we lost the game, I'm disappointed we lost. But I'm not going to sit here and slag the players down because I thought there wasn't a player. All right, Daniel, I don't think there was a player on the pitch that never give everything. I thought Bergville was exceptional for an 18-year-old, and I saw people moaning that he took him off, but he obviously took him off for a reason, you know. And I just have to go along with it, and I'm not going to sit here and start saying sack this guy. This guy's shit, because we just got to get our full team back and see where it takes us. You know, the results are going to be up and down the way we're going in a minute, Kate, with injuries and whatnot, you know. But I do expect the players to come on to give everything, and we should pick up some results with them.
Ronnie says, trust me, we're winning at Arsenal. I'd love to know where that confidence comes from. I mean, I hope you're right.
I'm confident as well, Ronnie.
Yeah, but you're always confident, Jim. I don't even take into consideration your confidence because you think we can beat anyone, anytime, anywhere. But I'd like to know where Ronnie's confidence has come from for that game. They won us trophies, their players. Jimmy, they're talking between themselves. Aaron's just come in. He said he thinks that Liverpool will go strong tomorrow. Quite possibly. I mean, Liverpool look very good, although I only saw some of the Man United Liverpool game at the weekend. I can't remember why, but I only saw part of it. But you said, Jimbo, in the first half, Man United were all over Liverpool.
They was. Man United were exceptional the first half, and I think if they had come away with losing against Liverpool, I think it would have been an injustice, because they were absolutely fantastic. It's the first time I've watched Man United this season, right, that I thought that they looked really, really good, and they were listening to what the manager was saying. Second half, they dropped off a bit, but I think that you would expect that with the Liverpool, how good Liverpool are, to come back into it. But even in the second half, I thought they were quite good. But first half, I thought they were exceptional. I mean, I thought they were magnificent first half. Some of the football they played was off the planet. It was really good.
Oh, Liverpool got Accrington Stanley on Saturday, so I think we go strong tomorrow. Yeah, that would make sense. Phil said something interesting I wanted to just touch on.
Which Phil?
Phil P. Oh, yeah. He said, I think Ange's feeling the pressure. What I will say is I think the last couple of press conferences he's done, he's come across incredibly rude at times. And I get it. I do understand that the media ask stupid questions. Plus, they try and entice managers into saying things that are going to get them in trouble. But at the same time, I do think occasionally he's come over really rude. So that could be a sign that he's under pressure.
I don't think he's coming across rude, Kate. I don't think it's rude. I think it's just that he's coming off of games like that, right, where I think we were robbed, right? Look, and it is what it is. I mean, we've had decisions go for us. The one against Liverpool, let's say last season, when the guy was onside and they give him offside, and VAR got it wrong. So things do switch round. But I mean, he's come off. He's the manager. He's the one who's under the pressure. He's come off and he feels like he's been robbed, and they're slinging all these questions at him. And you know, if he says the wrong thing, he's going to. Oh, there's my cat.
Where's the cat?
It's just behind the set. I think she wants to come out. Hang on. They're slinging questions at him, and they know he says the wrong thing, he's going to get fined. I just think it's a bit, and I think he's just lost his patience with him. I'd be like him. I'd lose my patience with him as well. Some stupid questions.
They do ask ridiculous questions. Blame who you like, it doesn't change a thing for the better or for worse. Come on, you Spurs. Yeah, I agree, Stevie. Stand firm, Tots. When you're in hell, keep going. Players change, managers change, even owners change, but the fans are the club. We will get through this. And that's the thing. I agree with that, Phil. I just wish that the fan base could unify a little bit. Like I say, we stayed completely away from YouTube, and I even spoke to the likes of Phil about just saying I just had no interest in coming back and streaming at all. Just don't understand why everything has to turn so nasty and toxic. And I'm not just talking about one side of the argument. I'm talking about the other side. There's extreme views on both sides, and it gets so nasty. I don't understand it, but that's me. Journalists are doing their jobs. If you attack them or make rude remarks, you're making their jobs easy. Yep, I agree with that as well, Benno. The journalists are most of them are scumbags. Got to be honest. Yes, Jimbo, let the cat out. Andrew's fuming. Greek bloke getting angry after a bad result in N17. Shock horror. It's time we go and win at the Emirates, says Ronnie. And I don't think Arsenal are playing well at the minute. No Saka, and we're not. I can't say this guy's name. And Winery. I think that's right. I always get his name stuck in my face.
Stuck where?
In my mouth. I don't know, just stuck. If our winning run doesn't start with Arsenal, it will be with Everton, with players returning.
Is there something wrong with me that turns me on?
Yes. Ain't what you say, it's the way that you say it. It ain't what you say, it's the way that you say it. Ellie says, I think Angie's so frustrated about what's happened this season. He vents his disappointment more strongly, as losing so many matches is upsetting for him. Yeah, and I do think we've been unlucky in games, and we've lost when we shouldn't have lost, if that makes sense.
Yeah, we've dropped points this season, right, that we shouldn't have dropped. Some of it through our own fault, for individual errors, and some we've been a bit unlucky. But look, at the end of the day, Kate, I mean, we watch quite a bit of football, and it happens to all teams, you know. I mean, I've seen games where I think Arsenal have been unlucky. I've seen games where I think Liverpool have been unlucky, you know. It's football. It's what football's about, you know. And at the end of the day, you just got to take the rough with the smooth.
Yeah. It's pronounced Waneri. Happy New Year to you, Paul, and you, Cassandra, as well. The important thing is I love you. Surely this is the most important thing. Oh my God, they're flirting. Dad's Our Job podcast says, hi guys, hope all's well. Now, did the Spurs board throw their hat in the ring to try and lure Potter away from West Ham and Everton? He seems to be holding on for a bigger club. That's pretty much what I said literally about 15 minutes ago. If they were looking to get rid of Ange, surely they would be acting. I mean, I'm on the fence about Potter. I know that I've seen people say they'd take bloody anyone instead of Ange, but Chang, what's your thoughts on Graham Potter?
I'll just make this comparison for you to know where I stand on Graham Potter. If I had the chance to choose Thomas Frank over Graham Potter, I'd take Thomas Frank in a heartbeat over Graham Potter. It's nothing to do with what he did over at Chelsea or his association with them. It's just that Graham Potter, he needs the right kind of players to work. I mean, even a club like Chelsea, you can throw, you know, an endless squad, a platoon of players, and if the chemistry isn't right, if he cannot get his message across, if the players aren't sold on his philosophy, then it doesn't work. And I thought that was really what was needed from the signings that Big Ange, he green lights before Daniel Levy gives his stamp of approval. And yeah, for someone like Graham Potter to really make things work, he really does need players that are sold on his philosophy, and not only that, players who can play when called upon, something which I don't think he got when he was with Chelsea. So that is going to be something to look out for. But yeah, given a choice, if I had to choose between Thomas Frank and Graham Potter, I'd rather have Thomas Frank. But there could be worse options, especially the ex-England manager that was just mentioned by, let me see, it was mentioned by Phil P. So there could be worse options to be had, but at this time, I would still stick with Big Ange. And if it came down to Graham Potter or anyone else, I would rather have anyone else other than Graham Potter. But if I had to choose between, say, Graham Potter and Mikel Arteta, then I would have to go for Graham Potter. So,
yes,
yeah,
good, Chang.
It is very subjective too as well, because we do not know just how well Graham Potter will fit our Spurs philosophy, if there ever is such a thing. So there is that to consider as well. But yeah, there are a lot of better managers out there that I would gladly have over Graham Potter. Back to you, Miss
Yeah,
Kate.
that's kind of where I am as well. To be fair, big up Cougar Bear. Happy New Year. Says still no queries and theories. It's like the whole world is just baby this, baby that, and there's no queries and theories. Sort yourself out, Kim. It will happen. Honestly, the world is a little bit crazy at the minute, but once everything settles, we are ready. It's going to be a slight tweak, slightly different queries and theories. But there is going to be an Amelia and I show coming up very, 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 very soon. Build up, he is good, but get to the final third and he collapses with Potter. Fun fact, if Spurs hire Southgate as a manager, I'm going to have to go kneel by mouth for a while. Oh, don't. I can't cope. The real question is what will happen in summer that we trigger the 1 year extension is no surprise. You could even argue it's bad news because Son didn't sign a new contract. Interesting. Tuan Vo, I hope I've said that right, says Andrew's safe. He can only do what was given to him. Yeah, bad workman always blames his tools, and his tools ain't great at the minute. Not gonna lie. I'd rather have Chang than Graham Potter, says El Dante. I'd rather Graham Potter than Graham Southgate. Gareth Southgate. Who's Graham Southgate? I don't know who that is. Potter is better than Ange, says the honest truth. Oh, look, speak of the devil, and in she comes. Amelia, I was just talking about you, saying once baby comes, we'll sort out a show. But hello, my darling. Good to see you. Hope you are well, little one. Happy New Year, Chris Agenbar. Loving the wig. Great picture. But yes, Happy New Year. Hope you're well. What are these comparisons? We would be lucky to have Potter. Listen, everyone's entitled to opinion. I was just asking personal preference. I'm not a massive Potter fan. But Ben always tells me he's brilliant with youngsters, so maybe he would be a good option for Spurs. I don't know. But it's just, he doesn't particularly get me excited. But then Ange, I didn't want Ange either. So
they're talking about Potter on Sky Sports now, so it must be being linked with someone.
Still no baby. No, I know. I've just heard from your mum and your brother. Bless her. Big up to Amelia, says Rinketic. Lube by Levy says, Happy New Year to my 3 favourite YouTubers. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
I think the Bournemouth manager would be the perfect candidate to take over from Ange, but would probably have to wait till the end of the season. Yeah, I think that's a really good call. I think he's a fantastic manager. He's doing a wonderful job at Bournemouth, and I do agree. If we are going to change Ange, I think he's got to be one of the top candidates. It's just whether we could entice him away from Bournemouth. Obviously, we're a bigger team, but Bournemouth's a well-run club. It's a nice place to live. I suppose it depends on the guy's ambitions and this, that, and the other. We'll have to wait and see. But Kate, would you go kneel by mouth in solidarity with Phil P? And how would Jim feel about it? I would never go kneel by mouth about anything because I like my food too much. That's all I'm saying on that. Yes, we would.
Smile.
We would be lucky to have Chang as our manager. Yes, we would. What would it take for Levy to sack Ange, in your guys' opinion? Keep getting beat, but keep backing him until we have the full squad. Look, I think if we went to the end of January without a win, he goes. I think if we lose to Tamworth and Liverpool, he goes. I think it could be if we get knocked out of both cup competitions this month that he goes. That's my personal thoughts. Chang, do you think there's anything he could do that makes his job untenable at the minute?
He could do a Conte. I think that's the only thing that might get him the sack, which is to openly speak out against the owners, especially the chairman, in an explosive, heated post-match interview where he really loses his rag and goes helter-skelter, or goes, on a hell-bent, suicidal rant, much like Conte did. Other than that, I think he's managing his feelings, his pent-up angst or whatever he has that gets him riled up in post-match interviews. But beyond that, I think he strikes me as someone who knows how to deal with pressure. Only he can't take. He's not the sort of person who really takes nonsense, and I honestly wouldn't think of him as someone who throws his toys out the pram. Neither would he want to risk his job for the sake of his pride or whatever he has, to hold on to. So yeah, the only way he would see the back of the club would be to speak up openly against the owners. But apart from that, I don't think, maybe relegation if it ever comes to that. But other than that, I don't see him, heading for the exit anytime soon.
Yeah, Jim, do you think there's anything that could happen, like me saying we get beat by Liverpool and Tamworth? That's the 2 cups we're out of. I think that could cost him his job. Do you think there's anything?
I think if we lose to Tamworth, he's going to be in a bit of trouble. But
Yeah.
I think they'll stick with him till the end of the season and see where we end up, Kate, if he wins us a trophy or where we end up in the league. And people are talking about relegation. I can't see that happening. I'm not saying it's impossible, because it is possible, but I can't see that happening. I think we got too much about us to be dragged into that. But I think they'll stick with him till the end of the season and see where we end up if he wins us a trophy, if he gets us back up the table into the top 6. I mean, we're not far off the top 6, are we? But as people are going to say now in the chat, I'm sure
we're not far off the bottom.
No, not far off the relegation either. We're kind of on the fence, aren't we?
Yeah.
But look, they've stuck with him so far. So let's see when we get our players back if he can get it together and move us up the table. I'm sure there's people out there that no matter what anybody says, or no matter if it's the experts or us just on a channel like this, want him gone, and there's other people that are going to want him to stay. But I mean, I'm of the opinion that if he stays, I'll back him. If he goes, I'll back the next manager that comes along. But he's on thin ice. Let's put it that way. If anybody can't see that, and then there's something wrong, he's definitely on thin ice. 9 points off a 7th, Jimbo. Yeah, and we've got to be it's got to be 7, 8 points off the bottom 3 in it.
I don't know, but I mean, 9 points off 7 is unacceptable, and normally Levy would have pulled the trigger by now. But it is baffling that he hasn't, unless it's it's because he's a cheap option, or B, he really doesn't believe in the project.
I think that you have got to look at the circumstances of the club, of the injuries and stuff like that. You've got to take that into consideration, right? That we've been playing with a makeshift back 4 for quite a while, and you've got to take that into consideration as well. And which is Levy's fault, because he should have bought some good backups. So hopefully they get someone in the window, a decent defender. So because this is going to only happen again. I mean, it's not like we're going to go in next season and our back 4 or the 2 centre backs not going to get injured, because they will. It's going to happen. It's happened last season. It happens this season. It happens next season. So we need to get some decent backups in. So, but you have to take that in consideration, everything through. You can't just say, well, he's shit because we're losing game after game. You've got to take every variable into it. So maybe that's why he's getting a bit of leeway. We're closer to the bottom than we are the top, yeah. So well, let's see. I mean, look, there's still time. It's not like we've got 4 games left.
Yeah. Yeah, Forest, they're incredible. We can't be embarrassed by Liverpool again. We must still have a realistic chance of reaching the final in the second leg. And just photos of Levy and Donna, maybe. More play back, and also says Kinksy maybe will play. Yeah, I did hear that the keeper may play. Jimbo, you back who represents our club, managers, players, because you love your club. Well said. Yes, he does.
I mean, I can't help it. I mean, I don't. I sometimes we have managers that I don't want, but I still back them. But I might say to people, we wasn't streaming at the time, but I might say that I'm not keen on them, I don't like them, but I will back them. But I like Ange. I'm not going to say I don't like him, because I do like him, and I think that with the right tools, he could do something for us. But I mean, it's only time will tell, won't it? But he's definitely on thin ice. There's no argument about that.
can't please some people. Everyone wants consistency.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
it is. Tamworth, Everton, Hoffenheim should be winnable. Just don't lose heavy in the North London derby, or fans could really turn. A bit of interesting news before we go on and talk about the game tomorrow. Tottenham have never lost when playing the first leg of a League Cup semi-final tie, including single game ties at home, winning 5 and drawing twice. So look, that's got to be a little bit of good karma, bit of good vibes that we can sort of hang on to for dear life. Yeah, there is always a first time.
Oh, well, Nick pops
up
up.
and play
The
Squid
Squid
Games.
Games pops up with a negative. Bloody hell.
Yeah, he's been hanging around with on other streams too long, Nick. I see you. Bugger off with your negative Nancy bollocks. Jimbo, Tottenham, Liverpool. Obviously, it's going to be really, really difficult because we don't know who the hell is going to play. But is there a chance we get something from this game?
Well, do you want my score prediction yet?
Well, you can. I'm not. Oh, hang on. Before we do that, Nick, big time Nick, the actual prick.
Why is he not on the screen? Why is he in the chat and not on the screen?
I know. Oh, I'm too big time. He actually wiped the floor with all of us this week, getting 12 points. He got 3 correct scores. So Nick got 12, Chang got 6, and you and I got 5, Jimbo, meaning that the scores are Jimbo with 99, me with 116, and Chang and Nick are now tied on 128. But the score predictions for this week will be on Friday. We won't do the Carabao Cup ones. We should just do the Premier League on Friday. But Jim, so yeah, you can go through what you think of the game and what your score prediction is.
Well, I'm actually, I think everyone's going to be surprised. I'm going to predict a loss, right? And the reason being, the loss I'm going to predict is to Liverpool, not to Tottenham. Liverpool are going to lose 3-1 Spurs. I think we'll come out there, and I think that game against Newcastle, even though we lost it, is what's Nick say? How far is Jim behind? Don't matter how far I'm behind. There's plenty of time left. What?
He's 29 points behind.
Yeah, you can pick that up. No problem. Don't worry about that. I ain't lost yet, Nicholas. Yeah, I think they have a bit of confidence about them. They played well, and they come out there and smash it. So I'm going to go a Tottenham win at home. Don't have a puff, darling. Just because you predict losses and draws, don't start trying to drag me into your world. Jim's world is good.
Mr. Chang, what's your thoughts on the game tomorrow?
A very fiercely and tightly contested affair, and regardless of what people say about Liverpool not really emphasizing this competition, whoever Arne Slot's going to put out on the pitch tomorrow, I think they're really going to go for it to try and prove to the manager that they should be part of the title winning squad come the summer, which means it's going to be making it all the more harder for us to actually get something even at home. But I've seen enough last Saturday to know that whoever we feel that takes to the pitch tomorrow, they will give their all, and they will try to, at the very least, get some sort of advantage, some sort of leverage going into the second leg. And I will stick with my ever so predictable 2-1 home win prediction for this match. I think it's going to be a lot more open than simple 2-1, but I predict 2-1 against Newcastle. It really was 2-1, but to the away end, hopefully tomorrow, we will get the 2-1 to the home side. But even for a first leg, that's very slim, but that's the best we can hope for. We try to get an ugly win at home and hope for a draw in the away leg, and that should theoretically book us into the final, Miss Kate.
Yeah, I mean, I've done a 2-2 draw. That's a little bit of hopium in there. But I mean, I hope I'm wrong. and that we do beat them. But well, with Richarlison, I wish he'd just piss right off. Yes, he does, Fiona. Bless him. You know, I get that he's trying to be positive. I do get it, but 3-1, I just can't see it. Liverpool 3, Spurs 5. Jobs are good, and I hope so. Liverpool turn up and the tie's over. 2-0 home win, 2-1. I like it. Luke by Levy says, if Ange sticks to his same old system of the high line, I see Liverpool winning 3-1, if more pragmatic, 2-2. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping he's going to be a bit more pragmatic. That's why I've gone for the draw. 3-2 Liverpool, says Ronnie. I'm just looking to see if there's any news. Yeah. Ange just said on Sonny's contract extension, the main ambition is to make sure he finishes his career here with some silverware. Well, that would be nice. Bentancur's back, but we lose Maddison Sarr. Mikey Moore could be back on the bench. Everyone from the weekend feels better. Dragusin is better. And Archie Gray. Decky was a bit under the weather, but he should be fine. So we could have Mikey Moore on the bench, which is a massive positive. I feel sorry for Will Lancashire. What does he have to do? Yeah, look, I hear you with that as well. 3-2 Spurs win with Jota scoring twice for them and for us. I don't mind as long as we win. We have a wounded animal after that United result. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think Liverpool looked very, very good, but that's not to say that they won't be. But while we was just mentioning Vicario, no, not Vicario. Bloody hell, my brain is literally mangled today. All this baby talk. We are having a giveaway like we always do, a new year, a new giveaway. Anyone that's a member between now and the 14th of Feb will be in the draw. Anyone who does a super chat between now and the 14th of February will be in the draw to win a hand-signed Bentancur framed picture. It's a lovely one of Benny, actually. But yes, a framed picture of Bentancur signed. Mickey got it signed for us. So anyone that's a member between now and Valentine's Day, anyone who does a super chat will be noted down between now and Valentine's Day, and we will do the draw probably on the 15th of Feb rather than on Valentine's Day. So just put that out there. I will put a post on the community section about that as well. Richie will come back then we will see domination in the location with full penetration, as my boy Deji would say. Deji the waffler is all I can say about that. But yeah, I hope you're right. I'm just looking. They're just about to break my niece's waters, I think. Issue is Liverpool have a point to prove as well after the United result. Team Porro, Radu, Gray, Spencer, Lolo, Kulu, Son, Solanke, Johnson. Yep, sounds good. Trent Alexander-Arnold was horrendous, wasn't he? But we will be finishing shortly. I don't know where Jim's gone. I think our neighbour's at the door. I feel there's some unrest in the Liverpool team with some players' contract issues. We have a chance to beat Liverpool unbeaten in the last 24 away games across all competitions. Last time they lost away from home was at Goodison. Don't say that. I'm always behaving, Wickham boy. Yeah. Trent was horrendous. Ronnie Confident, no keeper. Austin in goal. Oh, that's what I just want to quickly say. Mark, not that. FA Cup predictions on Friday, and we will probably do the midweek ones on Monday when we do the Premier League recap and see our scores. So we will cover all the games.
What have I missed?
Not a lot, darling. Just to say that Ange just said Mikey Moore will be on the bench. No one else is back, and I don't think anything else. Who was at the door?
The neighbour.
I thought so. Why does all the signed pictures all have the same Jimbo handwriting on them? Yeah, I was saying about the Bentancur picture. But no, that's it. I think we'll leave it there. We've covered everything we wanted to cover. We will be back. We may be back tomorrow. I'm not sure yet. It all depends what goes on with this child and whether I'm awake in the night and what's happening. I will try and get a member show in.
Would be nice to do a stream tomorrow, Kate, just to get back in the flow. 2 days on a row, get us in the flow, wouldn't it?
Okay, we'll do one tomorrow. Oh, hang on, no. Hang on, what time's my hairdresser's appointment tomorrow? I think if Ben's still in the chat, I think Ben goes skiing tomorrow, so I don't think he's streaming at 2, so it won't matter if I go a little bit later. Yeah, 12:30 tomorrow, so we could go at 1-ish tomorrow. But anyway, we will be on tomorrow lunchtime around 1 o'clock, I think, providing Ben isn't streaming, which I don't think he is. Chang, any plans to go on any other shows before I let you go?
I'm not sure if they're going to be doing another pre-match pump up over on via Tottenham TV, and if there are any available, if there are any available vacancies there. But if there is a vacancy tomorrow for the pre-match pump up, I should be able to stay awake 2, 3, 4 a.m. however early it's going to be tomorrow. But looking forward to that. And as you quite rightly mentioned earlier, if we are doing this again on Friday at noon, I will most definitely be here come noon on Friday. For that, you can count on me, Miss Kate.
Excellent.
What was yours and Chang's prediction for?
Chang went 2-1 to Spurs, and I did 2-2.
And what about people in the chat? What did they say? I missed them.
It was a mixture, a load of mixtures of results. 2-0, 3-2. Then there was 3-2 the other way. There was some draws, 2-1s, 2-0s. There was all sorts, Jimbo. I can't go through them all. It all depends what Liverpool team turns up and what Tottenham team turns up. It really is as easy as that. We can beat them. Pick up James Flowers saying 4-0 Spurs with live.
James. See, it's the name. The name James gives you positivity.
I think he's joking, Jim, but we love it anyway.
He's not.
I'd like Chang on my upcoming channel, The Twists and Turns in the Life of a Serial Killer. 6-5 Spurs. Okay, I will check with Ben, but I think we'll probably be on maybe 1:15 tomorrow. I should be back from the hairdressers by then. Jim, I'm going to let you. Thank you all for watching. Sorry about not being here. Big thank you before we go to Shemtan, member for 10 months. Smithy for being a member for 6 months. Steve D, 14-month member. Bobby K, 14-month member. El Dante, 7-month member. I will put details of the giveaway on the community page as well. Jim, I shall let you finish the show as only you can.
Well, it's good to be back. I have to be honest, I haven't really missed it until now. Now I'm back, I've kind of like...
Oh, hang on. Big up Benji, 14-month member. Ben, are you streaming tomorrow? Can you let me know, please? Go on, Jim, sorry.
Yeah, but now we've come back and done one. I've seen the lovely people that I missed in the chat. I'm glad we've come back. And Happy New Year to you all. And back us tomorrow, because we will win this cockerel. We'll give you pride tomorrow when we smash Liverpool, and we're going to get a nice couple of goal lead and go up there and then smash them up there. Back your team, back the manager, get behind them. We're going to win a trophy this season because we are the mighty Spurs. You can't keep us down for too long. Come on, you fucking Spurs.
Giving opinions with no regret, smashing the top bins, back in the onion net, talking the talk with Kate and Jim, and walking the walk, just listen in. The perfect match, Kate and Jim, getting at it. Kate and Jim are gonna smash it. Reviews, previews, opinions and laughter, mix and transfer news, it's what you're after. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. Jimbo always keeps a positive spin, while Kate's Mickey has a name dropping. Gets you out of the blue like Lenny stop robbing, or she's just flip-flopping. Hell, this place is popping. Match. the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match. The perfect match, the perfect match. You just got to latch onto that perfect match.